One of the biggest lies that we were taught while growing up is that life has a timetable, and by a certain age, you should have achieved something. Life achievement has no official timetable, but yet society quietly pushes one. Let me break this down in a clear, honest, and grounded way. We're going to be separating the social calendar from the real human development. The societal achievement calendar. This is what the society expects from you, not the general law of life. From the age 0 to 12, the foundation year, the society expects you to learn a basic skill, be cared for. At this stage or this age, there is no achievement pressure. Even though there is the pressure of walk fast, talk fast, this one did this because your mates are doing it, do this. There is no achievement like, those financial marriage. There's no, the main pressure is not at this stage. They expect you right here to just learn your basic skills and be good at it like your mates. From the age 13 to 18, this is the identity formation age. Society actually expects you to have good grades, be obedient, and also early talent discovery. They expect you to be doing science and wonder at this age. Be good in music, know how to play football, know how to dance or something, know how to, be bold, talk like a lawyer. They expect you to be doing science and wonder. That's what the society expects. But reality, confusion is normal at this age. Emotional chaos is normal. Your identity is still forming, so it is normal for you to be all over the place. Very normal. From the age 18 to 25, this is the set your life phase, and which is a myth. It's all a myth. Okay, it is all an illusion. But yeah, society expects you to be in a university, have a career path chosen. They expect you to be financially independent. They also expect you to have a serious relationship, which is very funny because when you were 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, they were stopping you from having one. And now, voila, 18 to 25, they expect you to be in a serious relationship. The pressure is even more on the girls because for the guys, they expect them to start having serious relationship from maybe 25 up to 30. But for the girls, especially here in Africa, the pressure is real, okay? The pressure. So yeah, that's what society is expecting from you. But let's talk about the truth. The truth here is 25 is when your brain is still developing. In fact, this is when your brain completely developed. 25, not below 25. 25 is when the brain completely developed, especially for decision making. This is the age where most people are still guessing because you just realize that you are a human being that is existing on planet Earth and that your decisions, choices, everything is up to you. Yes, you should be still guessing because you've been operating on a default setting. Default setting is operating from a state where everything you practice are the things that you have been taught. Now you've gotten to the point where you've realized, okay, this is what I've been taught. I want to start making my own personal decision based on, what I know before and what I'm learning. I want to be able to make, this is the stage. Many choices made here are later undone. So you can make the choices that you want to make now, thinking that you know best, but when you get to 30, that is when you start realizing that your choices at 25 were not it, because again, you were operating from default before you got to 25. So the things you're going to learn from 25 to 30 or from 25 to 35, that's when you're going to realize who you truly are. But let's move. Now from the age 25 to 30, which is the pressure zone. Can I get a woo woo? Woo woo. So society expects you to have a stable job, to be in a marriage, to have children, not a childhood, children, to have assets.
Everything you want that you can have. Number one regret, no takebacks. The hole in your chest, that's payback. Payback, yeah, you better take that.
House, luxurious item, because again, society just expects you to be a lot. Society actually, they grade you, or they place value on you based on what you own. Okay, that's society for you. Very shallow. So yeah, they expect you to have a stable job at this age, have marriage, have children and assets. But reality is, this is when many people feel lost. This is the first major existential crisis. This is when comparison becomes really intense. Now, at this stage, I don't even expect anybody to be in marriages or have children, because you are just waking up properly. You're just waking up properly. That's why you feel lost. Now, most of the things happening at this particular stage will be from the decisions you made in your middle 20s and your late 20s. So now you are awake at the age of 30. You're now understanding that I am fully here. 25, you got to understand that I'm here. I can make decision. But 30 is when you just realize that, yes, I am fully here. This is me. This is my life. This is my experience. This is, So yes, you will feel lost. You will have your first existential crisis. And if you're not careful, you start comparing yourself too much with other people, especially if you still believe that you are behind. But yeah, let's move. From the age 30 to 40, you should have arrived. That is what society expects. They expect you to have like a clear identity, have a career success, have authority, have respect. Because again, society, they grade you through what you have. But let's talk about reality. Now, from reality, from lived experience, at this particular age is when many people change their career, because at that 30, you know who you really are, you know the things you want to spend your time doing, you know the spaces you want to be in, you know the places you want to. Now you are fully like awake. You will change your career. Okay, you will want to change careers, to focus your time and energy on what you actually do want. This is the stage where I am at right now, so I know what I'm talking about. Now, at this stage, spiritual awakening is common. I have been going through mine for like 2-3 years now. So yeah, it is common. And I see my other, 30 years, 31, 32, 33, having the same awakening. So this stage, reality, you should be having your spiritual awakening. People start to question everything that they were taught. This is when you realize that, you were making decisions before in your 25 from the things that you were taught. Now you have learned a lot from 25 to 30. Your eyes have properly opened up. And now all the things you were taught will start sounding strange to you. A lot of things that you were indoctrinated into, you will start having questions for these things. So a lot of the cultures or the traditions that you've been practicing, a lot of the things that you've been doing, and a lot of things you've learned from educational system that you have gone through, most of these things, this is when you start questioning every single thing. You bring them to light. You start to have like question, and you're going to go on this journey for like a long time to actually really discover your true values. But let's move. Now, from the age 40 to 55, they call it the reassessment age. That's what society calls it. Society expects you to have stability. They expect you to become a mentor. Now, that's not possible. But but let's talk about reality. In reality, this is when people have deep self-reflection. They start healing their childhood wounds. They start to redefine what success really means. They start to let go of false goals at the age 40 to 55. Now, if you're lucky enough to like wake up at the age of 30 and realize that, oh, everything that I've been taught is wrong and stuff, and you actually start working towards it, before you get to this 40 to 55, you would have done all these things. You would have gone through a deep self-reflection. You would have tried like to heal your childhood wounds, and by 40 you would have been like, okay, creating new patterns, not following old ones. And also you would have redefined what success is, because I'm 32 going to 33, and I can tell you that my definition of success has actually changed over time. And the things that I thought makes you a successful human being isn't. I have redefined my success, what the meaning of my own success is. So yeah, if you are blessed enough to have done that deep self-reflection, you would have gotten to the point where you redefine success and you start working towards what you want from your own definition of success. You start becoming successful at the things that you want to be successful at. Now, at this stage, reality for them, 40 to 45, people are letting go of false goals. Yeah. Same if you are lucky enough or blessed enough to do that at 30, 35. Okay. Now, let's move to the last 55 plus, 55 and above. They call it the legacy and meaning. Society expects retirement. They expect it to slow down. But in reality, some people start their greatest work here. So like I said, you're never too late, you're never too early, you're never anything, you're just on your lane. Most people get to this particular age and this is when they do their greatest work ever. Some artists, musicians, entertainers, this is where they do their greatest work, because now they have embodied, like they are truly embodying who they are. They know who they are, they know their true values, they know what they want to truly experience, and from that, confidence comes like the greatest work ever. So yeah, that is society's achievement with the actual human development. Okay, we have separated it. And now let's move to the next thing. The real human achievement calendar. This is coming from a lived experience. Like this is a general lived experience survey. Also coming from psychology and also neuroscience. This is what the human achievement should look like, the calendar. The brain and the emotional development of humans. First, the logical reasoning fully matures at 25. So whatever it is that you're doing on up to 25, your brain is not fully matured. It gets fully matured at the age of 25 for both the male and the female gender. Then your emotional regulation strengthens from the age of 30 to 35. And then deep self-awareness happens from the age of 35 to 45. So inner growth milestones should look like this. If we're starting from 0 to 20, 0 to 20, this is when you learn survival skills and how to belong in the society. 20 to 30 is when you try, you fail, and you explore. 30 to 40, you have your awakening and you unlearn. 40 to 50, integration of self. This is when you fully embody self, you become self. 50 plus, this is when you have your wisdom and you actually find your purpose. So this is what it should look like. Why do people feel late and behind when they aren't? Let's talk about that briefly. People feel late when they aren't late because society confuses speed with success. Society wants you to go really fast, and that is what creates anxiety, depression, anger, frustration, all the things you can think of, greed, jealousy, envy, because society confuses your speed with success. Also, capitalism ties worth to productivity. So if you're not doing something, you shouldn't be making money, you shouldn't be surviving. That is what they want you to think. That's the illusion that they have created. They tied productivity to, success or to life. Anyway, social media shows highlight of reels, and this confuses people. People look at just a little version of somebody's life and think this is what they live with every day. This is how they live every day. But then that's a lie. If you go into anybody's life and you actually really pay attention, you realize that where you are, you should be grateful. But let's not even talk about that. Cultures pushes linear success, but life is circular. Life is not straight. Okay, life does not move in a straight line. It's a waves of up, down, middle balance. Life moves in a wave-like manner. It is not in a straight line. The truth about achievement. Real life achievement is not marrying early. Real life achievement is not getting rich fast. Real life achievement is not being ahead of others, because you can never be ahead of anybody. You are on your own lane. Everybody have their personal, individual lane. We are all sitting on our own freaking lane. So you can never be ahead of others, okay? You can only be on your lane. But then this is what real life achievement is. Knowing who you are. Living aligned with your values, not self-imposed values, your own values, not other people imposed values, your values. Healing and not repeating trauma. If you don't heal and you repeat trauma, no matter how much money you have, your generation is already doomed. Okay? Creating meaning. That's a real life achievement, and having inner peace. For me, inner peace over every other thing. So let's quickly reframe our mind before we continue. Let's rewire and program our minds. You are not behind. You are just on a different timeline. You are not behind. You are just on a different timeline. You are not behind. You are just on your own lane. Some people will find purpose at the age of 18. Some people will lose purpose at the age of 35. Some people rediscover their purpose at the age of 50. Some people will not find their purpose until they are 25. Some people will find their purpose when they are 50. All this are very, very valid. No one is meant to find purpose or fully embody themselves at any certain general age. We all were created differently for a reason. you are not behind. You are just on a different timeline.